Concession.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Coops Concessions. I appreciate everyone showing up. Appreciate you guys watching. Shout out to the listeners. Shout out to the subscribers, the moviegoers, the movie buffs out there. Where did the term movie buffs come from? What is the movie buff? You know, I'm gonna look into that one day, but not right now. Anyway, I got a story for you guys. So I recently went to the movies with a very beautiful young lady, and we went to go see The Materialist, and I chose this movie. But only because I thought it was something completely different. I thought this movie that we were going to see was Honey Don't, which is not even out yet. But it's about mysterious deaths that pop up around this church, and it's a mystery comedy action movie, you know. And I saw Chris Evans in the, when I was buying the tickets, and I was like, oh, that's the movie I wanted to see. All I did was see Chris Evans, and I thought it was the movie that I thought it was Honey Don't, but it was actually The Materialist. And we went to see this movie, and we were out in like 30 minutes. It was boring. This movie was boring, and I've been seeing people okay, so The Materialist is like about a woman who's like a matchmaker, and she puts people together. Obviously, that's a matchmaker, and I guess she's looking for love herself, or she finds it in some dude. She wants it's Chris Evans is in it, and I thought it was Honey Don't, and we fell asleep in the theater. This movie was boring. It was not what I thought it was. At one point, I was like, okay, it's about to pick up now, but no. But that's my dumbass fault for just thinking one movie was something just by choosing it because it was, because Chris Evans was in it. But shout out to Chris Evans. But no, that I guess that's my review on The Materialist. It's trash. I fell asleep. We both fell asleep. It was bad, and we woke up and we got out of there. But yeah, that was interesting. Anyway, let's get right into a little game that I want to play. It's not even a game. What am I talking about? It's a segment. I have a segment for you guys. And it oh shit, I didn't even hit the hold on. Let's do this for a second.
Coops
Yeah, there we
Concession.
go. Now Coops Concessions. Now we're really in the show now. I I put something together where it's the movie anniversaries of this date. Today's date is June 23rd, and we are going to do the anniversaries of today. This is embarrassing. I pressed the wrong button.
Do you know what today is? Do you know what today is?
I'm not editing any of that out. So, anniversaries. What's today's anniversaries? Today is June 23rd. We got White Chicks. Came out on this day, June 23rd, in 2004. The movie is 21 years old. I did not see White Chicks in the theater. I did see it, and I've seen it a bunch of times. Hilarious movie. I don't know if I would call that a classic movie, though. You know what I'm saying? It was a fun time for what it was. But if I'm looking at this movie now, I'm probably thinking like, yo, this shit is stupid. I'm probably gonna laugh, of course, but like, I don't know. And they've been talking about having like a White Chicks 2. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say pass on that, please. Next up we have Click with Adam Sandler. Came out in 2006. See, I graduated. And that was 19 years ago. I did see Click in theaters. I remember that. I saw it with my mother, and she cried. I don't know why that's funny, but yeah, that was a good movie. Yeah, definitely one of Adam Sandler's best movies. I might have to do Adam Sandler, like a top 10 Adam Sandler list one day. See what I come up with. Next up, we have Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, 1989. This movie is 36 years old. Classic movie, obviously, right? I don't think I was the biggest fan of this movie. I was more of a fan of Honey, We Blew Up the Kid. That was my shit. That was a good movie for me. That was my movie. Or later on, there was like the straight to DVD version. It was like Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. Yeah, they were reaching for that one. But that was my favorite one at the time. And you see a lot of young actors in that movie. You see like a young Mila Kunis in that movie. You go back, you could see other familiar faces. Next up, another 1989 movie, Batman. Wait, okay. So, Honey, I Shrunk Ourselves. Honey, We Shrunk the Kids, and Batman came out the same year. I wonder if it was like the same month. We'll do. Well, I kind of have like a segment for that, so I don't want to like really look it up right now. But yeah, Batman, 1989, Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson. Some people still stand on it that this is the best Batman movie out of all the ones that we've had. They don't even act like The Dark Knight exists or even the Batman exists. And I don't know. I've always said myself that The Dark Knight is the best Batman movie. I know one person that's watching this right now, and it's like he's always says that I'm wrong. My man Gage, shout out Gage. He made like a video of like a 20-minute video of how trash The Dark Knight was, and it was so disrespectful. But anyway, I've always said The Dark Knight was the best movie, but then I saw The Batman with Robert Pattinson. I did not think it was going to be good, and I was wrong. I think that Batman movie is better than The Dark Knight. And I'm not throwing The Dark Knight's whole movie on Heath Ledger's performance. You know, I think people weigh that movie so much on that. And it's obviously it's great, and you know, it makes the movie. But I just, as a Batman fan, you know, they had all the detective stuff in that movie too. Like, I think The Batman is just top tier for me. Let's keep moving on before I get into a whole Batman rant here. Chicken Run was never really a fan. Movie came out in 2000. It's 25 years ago. I was never really a fan of Chicken Run or that animation, that Wallace and Gromit, you know, stuff. I don't. It was never for me. But I mean, shout out to the people who love it, you know. But that was it. That was my those are the anniversaries. Let's hit that one more time and make sure it's perfect this time. Hey. All right. So the time that we've all been waiting for, movie of the month. Well, no, wait. Let's do this. Movie of the month. Month. Okay. So, like I said, sorry I'm late with this, but we're still in June, so it's whatever, right? Movies that we saw in May. What did we do? Thunderbolts. We did like Thunderbolts. I thought it was great. It wasn't great enough to be called the New Avengers, though. You know what? I could get into a whole Marvel rant, which might happen at the end of this episode. But it was a good movie. But like, I don't know. That Marvel, they kind of. I'm trying to see I need to know what's happening. What is happening? We'll get into it later. I'm sorry. I was really about to get into it right there. Thunderbolts was good. All right. Final Destination Bloodlines. I believe I said Bloodlines was better than Thunderbolts, so Thunderbolts is not the movie of the month. And then we have Hurry Up Tomorrow. I did not get it. I will watch it again. I want to understand it, you know, but I didn't think it was that good. Then we have Mission Impossible. Great movie, you know. It definitely beat out Final Destination for me. Next up, we have Lilo and Stitch live action. Now, I got a lot of feedback from this movie of how, you know, bad I've kind of bashed this movie, and I'm gonna be a bit of a hypocrite later on in the show, but it just wasn't for me. Someone even suggested that I might be hurt, or am I okay? Because I said some bad things about this movie. I just didn't like it. I don't know. It just wasn't for me. So we'll get into that a little later. Unfortunately, I was unable to see Friendship, which kind of sucks because I was really anticipated to see that. I really couldn't find it anywhere. And then the times that I could find it were just like, out of whack. So I couldn't get Friendship. But, when it does come out, I will review it. But it doesn't count for the movie of the month. And, jeez. Karate Kid Legends. I didn't even do a review on this movie. This movie was trash. This movie was bad, yo. And it didn't even really make it. If you want a review, here we go. Okay, Karate Kid Legends. This movie made no sense. There's a lot of focus on the kid who comes to America. They did that whole thing. They did it backwards instead of the kid going to another place, kind of like what I did with Jaden. He already had his skills, but they were trying to teach karate and kung fu. Jackie Chan and I don't even know. I don't even watch Karate Kid like that to know the guy's name. I'm sorry, that's kind of disrespectful, but I just didn't. It didn't make sense. A lot of it was like karate versus kung fu, but then the kid is teaching the girl's father that he likes, like helping him with his boxing moves, and we had like a boxing montage. I'm like, what is this? Not a Karate Kid movie, and it's like, okay, but my main issue is to call this Karate Kid Legends. And I feel like in this day and age, when everyone's trying to get like the franchise together, if you're going to call this movie Karate Kid Legends, then get everyone in the movie. Get Jaden Smith in the movie. Get Hilary Swank in the movie from the new Karate Kid. Make it a whole thing. Even get some kids from the show. I don't watch the show, but put it all together. You know what I'm saying? Make it make sense. And it didn't. It's trash. It's out of here. Trash. Movie of the month goes to Mission Impossible. That was kind of like obvious with that one. So yeah, May. Movie of the month for May, Mission Impossible. I did not start this in April, but I can tell you that the movie of the month for April was Sinners. Shout out to Sinners. Really great movie. I'm about to watch it again. I've only saw it once in the theater, but it's out now on digital. So yeah, that's the movie of the month for May. And now we're getting into June. Now, I'm sorry here. I put this on here because I respect the actors, and there's a lot of great actors in this movie, but I don't really care for the Fascist Scheme or Wes Anderson movies as a whole, to be honest with you. They're very noticeable in the way that they're shot. The humor is always the same in there too. It's just never really been a thing for me, and I already know that I'm just not going to be into it, so I'm not going to do this. It's not even going to be the list for the movie of the month. It is what it is. So next up was Ballerina. Great movie. I did my review on it. Should be out now. And here's where the hypocrite part comes in. How to Train Your Dragon, the live action movie. Now, all that shit I said about Lilo and Stitch, I was excited for this movie though. I was. I don't know. I know I said that, live action movies just sucks the soul or the magic out of the movie. It just takes apart, things. And although I kind of felt the same, the review's out. I did a review, but I don't even know if I want to put it out for How to Train Your Dragon because I kind of felt the same way. I felt the same way. It's just like, it wasn't as terrible as Lilo and Stitch, but like, this just seemed like such an average movie. Like, it was so bland. Like, it's just like, some of these live action movies are so watered down to me, like I stick with it when I say The Lion King, a bit of Aladdin too. Like I said, Lilo and Stitch. I don't know. I know they try to push it as much as you can with the live action, but I just think it's not the same for me personally. I'll put a review out. But yeah, we got 28 years later. I feel like that's going to be the winner. Between that and Ballerina. But I'll be seeing that this weekend, and we'll see how that goes. Elio, I don't think there was a lot of hype around this Disney movie, and usually Disney movies are like in my face, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't see much about this movie. The movie looks okay, but I don't think it's going to make the movie of the month. And to be honest with you, I will only see this movie if my son is interested. If he's not, we're not going to see it. Now, the next movie he's definitely interested in is Megan 2.0. The horror movie that turned action movie. Have y'all seen the trailer for the new one for this movie? Megan 2.0 looks like a straight action movie versus the first one that was like a horror movie. It just like totally switched genres. I heard there's like a Megan universe that's about to happen. There was that movie. It's on Netflix. It's called Afraid, and like AI is like pointed out because AI is taking over the house. I was told that AI, that AI and Afraid movie, and Megan are like in the same universe or something like that. I don't know how that's. I don't even know how that makes sense, but maybe we'll see it. There'll probably be like an end credit scene to Megan to tie you into Afraid, and then you'll be like, "What the fuck is Afraid?" Because you probably didn't see it, but we'll see. And then last but not least, we have F1 with Brad Pitt and Damien's. That's bad. I should know this man's name. I'm just gonna call him Franklin Farrell. Damien's Edris. Damien's. I got it. It's right there. So my apologies. Big Snowfall fan. I heard they're doing a prequel. No, a sequel. They're following Leroy's story. I think they already casted a few people for that too. So look out for that. But yeah, these are the movies from the month of June. Who's gonna win? I'm just looking more forward to 28 years later. That's probably gonna be it for me. But put down in the comments below, what do you want to see out of these movies, even if it is the Fashion Scheme. If I'm wrong about that, let me know. Maybe I'm just a hater. Maybe it's just me. I'm the bad guy.
Move this man!
I get it. Anyway, let's get into some movie news. That was my news music. Anyway, what is wrong with me? All right, so first up we have, this is very important, by the way. The streaming service Max has changed its name to HBO Max. How dumb is that? Like, I don't even know anyone who really has Max, for real. What does Max even have? It's really bad when Max is more known for changing their name than the content that they actually have. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the last thing that Max really had that they try to promote was that trash ass house party movie or Space Jam 2. They didn't even call it 2, but it was like a new Space Jam, whatever. But like, which both had LeBron in it. Right. Yeah, but like HBO is back to HBO Max now. Hooray. Is there anything that you watch on HBO Max that's like important to you? I'm really curious because I don't know. This is like watching someone change their relationship status constantly. This is really bad. Yeah, no. HBO Max is not for me. Stick to Netflix or Hulu and all those other ones. Anyway, Blumhouse has acquired the rights to the Saw franchise. Now, this is interesting because I remember Saw 11, I think that's where we're at now. That was supposed to come out this October, but then the movie got canceled, and now this comes out. So this movie is back with James Wan. James Wan was the original director for the first 2 Saw movies, I want to say. Excuse me, I got like small hiccups over here. But yeah, so yeah, now that it's back with James Wan, maybe the movies will be better. Saw 10. I think Saw 10 was okay. It was pretty decent. But like the ones in between, I think like 3 are like the top ones. You know what I'm saying? Like anything past that is kind of stupid. But I don't know. Do you think they'll keep going with it? They'll do Saw 11, or are they just gonna like reboot it? Don't reboot it. No, just keep it going. If you want this to be part of the horror legacies, then keep it going. You know, I feel like the horror movies always did the thing where they just kept having sequels over and over, you know, rather than reboot. Well, they did reboot Jason and reboot. You get what I'm trying to say. You know, make it a classic horror with that, you know. Next up I have here where it says Ryan Coogler has no plans for Sinners 2. Thank God. I'm tired of you people online talking about, oh, the movie was so great, it needs a sequel. And what is it going to be about? How they were in Chicago and they were like in the army or like part of the mob? I guess the mob thing will be pretty cool. But no, this movie's about vampires, you know? So you're just going to go for a sequel or prequel that doesn't have one of the main elements of the movie, which is vampires? What do you? If he would have went along with it and listened to you fans out there, then the movie would have been trashed by the same people who wanted the sequel, and then what? You know, then you're blaming him on something that you wanted. But I'm happy he's not doing Sinners 2. You know what he should do? This is me personally. Ryan Coogler should direct the X-Men movie. I think that with the films that Ryan Coogler has made, he could really put a special touch on how mutants are looked at in the world from X-Men, and really bringing that, you know, world to life, let alone focusing on all the main characters as well too. But just in the world of X-Men where mutants are not accepted, I feel like that kind of like idea, like Ryan Coogler would kill that, you know, would in a good way. I think I also heard that Jordan Peele wanted the X-Men movie. No, thank you. Don't let's not do that. No, sorry, Jordan. No, I love you, Jordan Peele. I do, but no. Up next, Jackie Chan said he is ready to do Rush Hour 4 with Chris Tucker. He says, we are only getting older. Let's hurry up and make this happen. Within that, Jackie Chan also said that he will always do his own stunts, which is wild to me. Jackie Chan has to be like 80-something years old. Just crazy. But yeah. Would you want to see another Rush Hour 4? I don't know. You know, there's a thing with these buddy cop movies, where it's like when it has a first movie at their youth, it's the best. You know, but when you push it, you know, this is Rush Hour 4, but these guys are like in their 50s, 60s, you know, 70s. I just said it was 80, or I was exaggerating. But like, yeah, like do this when you're young. You know, like I don't think, and there's nothing against the actors at all. You know, make your money, but I think that the audience, they get excited for these sequels, but then when you see that the actors can't move like they used to, or it's, you know, it doesn't feel the same as the first one. There's a reason for that, you know. But honestly, I don't think I will be mad at a Rush Hour 4. They probably wouldn't put it in theaters. That shit will probably go straight to Netflix. And then that's how you know it won't be that easy. Anyway, what we got here? New stunt category will be at the Oscars next year. Or that'll be this next year. That'll be next year. So yeah, there's a new stunt category in the Oscars, which I feel like is well deserved. I also feel like, sad to say, that they'll probably start putting Marvel movies in the Oscars, and they'll probably only be in like stunt categories. The action movies that we love, or the superhero movies that we love, I feel like they'll only put that in the stunt category just to be like, oh yeah, you can still win an Oscar. These Marvel movies win an Oscar now. But I do think that category does need to be in the Oscars because stunt coordinators are pivotal to a lot of the movies that you love. And within that, they have Tom Cruise is getting an honorary Oscar at the next Oscars as well too, for his commitment to the filmmaking community and to the theater experience. I like that. And you know what? Tom Cruise just might get the first Oscar for the stunt category. As we know, he always does his own stunts. He's gonna just take that whole thing home. He's gonna get the honorary one, then he's honorary award, and then he's gonna get the stunt category. I can see him coming home with both Oscars. What we got next? We got Will Smith turned down Inception. This is like the third major movie that we heard that Will Smith has turned down. It's Inception. He turned down Django, and then he turned down The Matrix. Which I gotta say, I mean, Will Smith has a crazy resume as it is. But if he would have did those three movies along with the movies that he did, that would have, I don't know. Those are big movies. He might be getting that honorary Oscar for real, if those were under his belt. But he said that the dimension movies, the alternate dimension movies, are always being pitched weird to him, and it doesn't sound right. And he said no to it. And I'm not gonna lie to you, as amazing as Inception is, I guess depending on who's explaining it to me, like if you want to be in this movie, they could really mess that up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know how you would pitch it. Like, oh, yo, you got a movie where it's about to be a dream inside of a dream inside of a dream, and then there's a heist. Like, I don't know. Hearing that sounds crazy, but the movie is incredible, obviously. I don't know. I'm not too mad at him about that. But yeah, is that it? I think that's it. I think that's all we have. Yeah, wait, no, I got one more. Mark Ruffalo will be back as Bruce Banner and the Hulk for the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Brand New Day. And let me tell you, I don't care, okay? You have ruined the Hulk for me since Infinity War. Like, I don't know. Like, if the Hulk is gonna be shown in any more Marvel movies, like, he has to do something to like make up for what happened. I don't know. It's just like it just the Hulk has never really hit the same. And I know in Endgame they did like the Professor Hulk thing, which is dope, which is cool. But in that movie, I've seen this movie so many times now. But like I feel like you could have gave like some kind of get back, where even though he is Professor Hulk, Bruce Banner is still in there. Like when the Hulk sees Thanos again, he's just like goes in rage mode, and Bruce Banner has no control over him, and then he beats up Thanos. In all the other Avenger movies, Hulk gets the main guy. He did it with Loki. He slammed Loki all over the place. Ultron, I think he jumped in the car and jumped in the jet and threw him off or whatever. And in this one, he just got his ass whooped by Thanos, and nothing happened after that. Nothing happened. What did he do? He was on the spinoff with his cousin and had a kid out of nowhere. No explanation. The Hulk needs redemption, okay? I don't really care that he's in a Spider-Man movie as long as he's being the Hulk. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit will just that bothers me. That bothers me. And that kind of goes, now we're doing it. This is the Marvel rant, okay? Look, what is happening? What is going on? Where are we going right now? I understand that we had the end credit scene with Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four is coming here. Cool. We'll got to see what happens in Fantastic Four. I get it. I kind of have an idea, but like, cool. But like, I felt like the other Avenger movies, when we were building up to the movie, we knew that we were building up to the movie way ahead of time. And we just like felt like something was happening. Like in every movie, like it built up to something. It seems like a lot of these movies recently, a lot of Marvel movies have just been fillers. You know, some end credit scenes have been important, especially Captain Marvel 2. Like, you kind of just left us hanging with that. But and people just saying slick shit about, oh, the other U's are coming. Like, but usually we just see more of a story in the end credit scenes. The end credit scenes told their own story, and now this shit just feels like filler most of the time. And look, it just needs to hit for real. Avengers Doomsday needs to be good. Because if you ask me, it looks like desperation. It really does. A lot of this shit is starting to look like desperation to me, of how they're promoting it with the chairs and shit. And just although I love the X-Men being back in this movie, the original X-Men, but I feel like we should have been doing that, you know? We should have been had crossovers. I feel like Captain America should have had some other people in that movie. I know it's a Captain America movie, but shit, every other Captain America movie was damn near an Avenger movie, except for the first one. But like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like we should have been doing crossovers this big as Doomsday is going to be, and I don't know. I just hope it exceeds the expectations. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I have faith in the Russo brothers. I don't know. Look how they need the Hulk. Look at the Hulk now. You know, I'm not doing shit. Ironheart is coming out June 24th. Apparently there's some tie-ins there. Everything now needs to be a tie-in. There's not much that we have left. I think there's Ironheart. I think then we get the Fantastic Four. I think Wonder Man comes out in December. And then you get Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is pushed, because the Avengers is pushed back now. So then you get Spider-Man, and then we get the Avengers. Like, build this shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, because right now, this shit feels so random. And we've been introduced to characters and new things from the show and everything. But like, if Moon Knight just pops up out of nowhere, and it's be like, oh, where's this nigga been? You know what I'm saying? What have you been doing? You just been in the pyramid. I don't even know where he was at. I don't even remember the show. Let me end this. I want to thank you guys for watching. Shout out everybody. Like I said, the family, friends, moviegoers, movie buffs out there. Thank you guys. I appreciate you all. I got reviews coming. All right. There should be some already out now. I'm gonna try to keep it up with this movie review thing, this monthly one. July is gonna be crazy. I already know. July is filled with crazy movies. But I'll see you guys next month. Well, I'll see you guys in the next review. Before the podcast, I'll see you guys next month. Thank you guys for watching. This is Coops Concessions.
Concessions.
I'm out. Peace.